Hello, Ole Miss fans. We experienced an amazing offensive explosion in 2012 thanks to Hugh Freeze's hurry-up, no-huddle offense. To the casual fan, at times the offense looked beautiful, and at times the offense seemed to make no sense. This video will hopefully help you out in understanding the seemingly complex offense. This video is intended for casual football fans. Any experts or coaches will certainly know these concepts already. We'll get into more advanced concepts in later videos. The first concept we'll go over is the power read option. The name power comes from the offensive line's blocking scheme. This blocking scheme is nearly as old as the line of scrimmage. The name read option refers to the quarterback reading a defender and having the option of keeping or handing the ball off accordingly. The first play we'll look at comes during a drive during the second quarter of the LSU game. Barry Brunetti was the quarterback for this drive, and the power read option is basically his bread and butter. The circled player is the one Barry reads on the play. Brunetti has the option of keeping the ball and following his offensive lineman, or giving the ball to Scott, who will run outside following the wide receivers. Pretty solid gain on the play. Now let's slow it down and get a better angle to tell what's going on. We'll start with the blocking scheme. This is your basic power blocking scheme. The play side offensive line, in this case the right side, down blocks, or blocks whoever is on the inside of them. Right tackle Patrick Junin and right guard A.J. Hawkins perform a combo block on LSU's defensive tackle. Junin wants to push the defensive tackle inside so that Hawkins can handle him on his own. Then Junin will scrape off and go block the linebacker. Center Evan Swindoll blocks the defensive tackle to the backside or left side of him. Left tackle Emmanuel McCrae's job is to keep the defensive end on him from getting inside. Now the only player on the defensive front that isn't blocked is the play side defensive end. This will be the player that Brunetti reads. Left guard Aaron Mullis will pull across the line to block him. If the defensive end crashes inside, Morse's job is to keep him inside. Morse can cut him or block him below the waist to slow him down, or try to get to his outside shoulder to keep him inside. Brunetti will take a couple of stutter steps to the play side, and Scott will run laterally in front of him. If the defensive end crashes like in the picture, then Brunetti should give the ball to Scott, who will run outside behind the wide receivers. Let's take a step back and see what else could happen. If the defensive end stays outside, then Morse's job is to push him outside even more. Brunetti will take a couple stutter steps, Scott will run laterally in front of him, and Brunetti will keep the ball and run behind his offensive line. Now let's take a look at what happens once the play starts. The defensive end stays outside, Brunetti keeps the ball following his blocking, and the safety has to make a great play to tackle Brunetti. An easy way to remember the read is if the defensive end goes outside, we're going to go inside. If the defensive end goes inside, we're going to go outside. Now on to the next clip. This is the exact same play except flipped to go to the left. Once again, Brunetti will read the play side defensive end. Brunetti hands the ball off to Mackey, who had one man to beat for the touchdown. Let's get a better angle. We're in the same formation except for the tailback Randall Mackey is on Brunetti's right. LSU's defense looks similar as well. All of the blocking is the same except for it's going in the other direction. Brunetti will once again read their play side defensive end. If the defensive end decided to cheat down like it was probably supposed to, it would have been a hard block for A.J. Hawkins. But instead, the defensive end decides to take himself completely out of the play by backing up and trying to go through the middle of the offensive line. A.J. Hawkins instead just seals the edge along with Emmanuel McCrae. Makes an easy read for Brunetti to hand the ball off to Mackey, who follows the outside receivers to get a good gain. Once again, one of LSU's safeties has to make a great play to save a touchdown. Let's back it up to the first game of the season against UCA, and our first clip with Bo Wallace in it. The defensive end stays outside, so Wallace keeps the ball and goes inside. Now going back to the LSU game, you can see on this play, the play side is going to be on to the right. How can you tell before the ball is even snapped? Because of the running backs formation. If he lines up to the left of the quarterback, the power read option will be going to the right. If he lines up to the right of the quarterback, the power read option will go into the left. But onto the play, Scott will read the play side defensive end. The defensive end stays inside, so it's an easy read for Wallace to hand the ball off to Scott. So what happens if the quarterback reads the defense incorrectly? Very bad things. The quarterback making the correct read is of utmost importance during a read option play. During this play at Arkansas, the defensive end stays outside, meaning that Wallace should keep the ball and go inside. But instead, Wallace gives it to Scott. Morris can't make the block, and Scott is stopped for a huge loss. But we shouldn't worry too much, because most of the time, our quarterbacks will make the correct read. Here Wallace reads the defensive end. Defensive end crashes down, so he hands the ball to Scott, and Scott's going to take it to the outside and get a good gain. Now that the defense is so worried about stopping this one play, we can go to the prettiest play in football, the play-action pass. The offensive line blocking looks exactly like a power blocking scheme at first. The play side blocks down and the backside guard pulls. This makes the linebackers look into the backfield and stay close to the line. The only difference for the offensive line is that they don't go downfield. But by the time that clicks in the defense's head, Wallace has pulled the ball from the running back's gut and is looking downfield.